What's good, homies? It's your man King Ray Ray back in the building once again. Appreciate y'all being in the joint. It's been a minute, but we back in it. Salute, salute. See the homie Chris in the building. Ank, what's good, man? GK, what up? N Hood, Cool J, what up? Spiritual King, I see you. Alpha Sun, I see you. Let's get the people a few minutes to slide up in the joint, man. I know everybody I've been putting this one off for a minute, but had a little had a little work to get done at the dentist, man, and so went on took a couple of days off, man. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get everything back situated. And so this is where we are with it. Appreciate everybody being in the joint. It's been real in the field. Let's get the people a few minutes to get up in the joint, man. As y'all can see, man, we're working with a new green screen, man, and we'll see how this thing goes. I'm figuring it out, man. Still trying to figure it out and make sure it's copacetic. Working on getting new backgrounds or whatever. But let's get the people a few minutes to get in here, man. I know it might take the guys a few minutes to slide through because they don't know we coming on and don't believe we coming on. But we back, man. Let's build this. Our next goal is to build this channel. Let's get this one to 100K. Simp to Alpha Development. Salute, salute. It's a great name, man. Simp to Alpha Development. Now I know this one gonna rub some people the wrong way, man, because guys already had their mind made up about, what they believe and all these things, but that's just what it is. This is what we roll with over here. You don't have to roll with it. If you don't, that's cool. But what we're gonna talk about today is forgiving yourself. Forgiving yourself for being stupid. In every way, but specifically in the way of ignoring the God of Israel, the Most High, the only one God. There is no other God beside me, that God, and following Christian doctrine. This is where we separate ourselves from everyone else. This is where you got to pick a side. You got to pick a side. If you're on the side of those who continue to try to infuse Christian doctrine into the Word of God and move in that direction, fine. Wish you the best. Hope that works out for you. But if you're going to be over here, that's not how we roll. We roll with the original text. We roll with the original understanding. We roll with the original connection to God. The one that if we threw as much energy into following the truth of God, we make more progress than we're doing following Christianity. If as many men who pushed this, then we'd be back in good graces with God. But since men don't want to do that, here we are stuck lobbying for something that is justifiably ours already. Got a new product deal, man, with a sunglass line. So I'm just trying them out, man, while we doing the show. I think this is a phenomenal look right here, man. I really like this look. Big Mo, I see you, brother. I see you. So I know it's been a minute, man. We back in the joint doing what we do. I appreciate everybody, man. Waiting it out, man. Holding out, man. Waiting until we get back in with the King Ray Rayisms. You knew we were coming back, but let's try to get back with a vengeance. With a vengeance. Let's try to get back with a vengeance, man. So, all right, man. Let's do it. Now, when I talk about forgiving yourself for being stupid, many men that I talk to, especially on consultations, they seem to be caught up in this idea that they should die because they've been stupid. They should die because they've done something that they now realize wasn't right or something that wasn't beneficial to them. Many men are stuck on the fact that they were stupid as if they expected to be born with the knowledge of how to navigate this life successfully. But we know how much of a travesty that is. We know you weren't equipped with the information you needed from birth. And many of you men didn't receive that. Hell, many of us didn't receive the information we needed from the sources that were available to us. You understand? I received a lot of information about women and how to deal with women, but as far as how to deal with God, I didn't receive a lot of information. But what I did get from God was a blessing, where God always pulled me away from Christianity. No matter how forcefully the pull had to be, he made sure that I was not caught up into that. He made sure that I was not exposed to that until I was equipped with the understanding of who I am. with the understanding of God's chosen people. So let's get into this thing, man. Now, here's what we're going to talk about today, man. There are several ways that men ride themselves really hard, man, and really fiercely for being what they consider stupid. And there's a bunch of it. But what we're going to cover are some major things that I think the majority of us can identify with. And one of those things is forgiving yourself for being caught up in something that you know you didn't feel in your spirit. See, the problem with Christianity is we know we didn't feel it in our spirit. Even if you fly that flag now, you know you don't feel it in your spirit. It's a mental thing, but we know that God is spiritual. So how can you be so confident in a mental thing that you don't even feel in your spirit when you know you're supposed to be feeling this whole God thing, this whole spiritual interaction with the Most High? You know you're supposed to be feeling it in your spirit. And a lot of times men don't feel it in their spirit. Men live with fear. Men live with the fear of going against God. Well, how you going to live with a fear of going against God while you're actually going against God? Help me understand that. You're going to live with a fear of going against God while you're actively going against God? That makes no sense. You know you don't want to be that type of man that turns the other cheek. You know you don't want to be that type of man that's up in the church on Sunday bowing down to some other man. You know you don't want to be in a situation where the man is okay and willing to accept your wife, you know, catering to his every beck and call. I know men whose wives would get up every Saturday morning. Every Saturday morning. They both worked all through the week. They get up every Saturday morning and go down there and do whatever that pastor want them to do. Wouldn't even cook no breakfast on Saturday morning. Get up on Saturday morning, man, run right down there. And you know what happened on Sunday morning? Get up and run right back down there and go to church. Woman spend a whole weekend with the pastor. Spend every day at work, spend the whole weekend with the pastor. Guess what happened to that couple? That man got him another woman. And I don't know what that other woman did through the week, but you know what she did on the weekends? She was there with her man. See, the majority of these men in these pulpits, man, they don't have confidence in their masculinity and manhood. They're up there because they get that confidence in manhood and masculinity because the way the women revere them. Well, here's the problem. If you're a man with a woman and she reveres any other man other than you, I'm talking about even her father. Once you come into the situation, the woman shouldn't revere her father anymore. She should revere you. You are her new father. You are her new king. You are her new God. But Christianity doesn't make way for that. And there's several other ways that we find ourselves being stupid. See, here's the problem about being stupid. Stupidity is just an aspect of growth, but it's not stupidity. It's just not knowing. You can't hold yourself to the task of doing the right thing when you don't know the right thing. Now, when you know the right thing and you still do the wrong thing, then yes, you must put a counter prod to your own self and brand yourself as a dunce. You must do that. But in the meantime, everything you don't know, all you can do is learn it. You repeat the same behavior over, then yes, you have some questions to ask yourself and answer. But it's just an aspect of growth. You're going to do some things that make you feel stupid, that make you feel dumb, especially when you're young, mostly when you're young. But by the time you get into the mid-30s, man, get into your early 40s, man, you should be on something different. You should not be put in a situation where you're allowing life to still whoop on you like that because you're doing things that you know you shouldn't do. Because here's the problem with life. Life can only beat on you if you get back in the ring not ready to fight. If you know Wright's favorite punch is an uppercut, why are you going to get back in there and get knocked out again with an uppercut? If you know life show up on time to start the race early, how you going to show up at the race late knowing you're going to lose? $247, appreciate $2. I guess that's euro, yeah, appreciate it, man. Flam, salute, salute. So we got to keep in mind, man, that, continued stupidity is the issue we must avoid. Not stupidity, not doing something wrong. Doing something wrong is just not knowing. Continually doing something wrong, that's where stupidity comes in. Like, if you have a woman who's been dogging you out and you stay with her, yes, you've been stupid. But are you still in that situation now? If you are, yes, you're stupid. If not, if you are, get out of it. If you're not in the situation anymore, you're no longer stupid. You're recovering from the ill effects and consequences of you not making the right decisions in your life. We go through life not making the right decisions. Nobody wins in all of their investments. I lose some investments. You know what I'm saying? Not everything that I bet on, man, turns out. Now, everything that I bet on that I wait until God points me in a direction on it, yeah. But when I take risks by myself, man, sometimes they'll pan out, sometimes they won't. But nothing God has ever shown me didn't pan out. My light just died, man. Y'all bear with me. I might still have enough light for the green screen to be effective. We'll see. It might. Don't look like it. Look like it should be all right. So here's the problem. Here's another problem. You can't forgive yourself because you won't respect the fact that God has already forgiven you. One of the major problems is that when God forgives you, you have to forgive yourself because he's ready to move on and give you blessings. He's not holding you to that. Once God forgives you, he's waiting on you to get up off your tail and stop feeling sorry for yourself and stop being a crybaby and be ready to move forward from whatever this decision is that you made. He's ready for you to get up and go. But he's not going to go ahead of you. You got to show him that you're ready to get up and go. So when God forgives you and you have forgiven yourself, you're disrespecting his power. You're disrespecting the power of God to wipe away your mistakes and wipe away the consequences and give you a clean slate. When God gives you a clean slate and you still focusing on the dirty slate, then the problem is not that you're stupid. The problem is that you live in fear, you're afraid, and you're a sadomasochist, and you like to inflict punishment on yourself. And another thing is you're not in tune with God. Once God's punishment has been delivered, he doesn't hold you to that task. He's not like the American prison system, the American judicial system, where they give you, you convict you of a crime, then you go away and you do 10 years, and then you come out and you're still on parole or probation, and you can't get a job because that's on your record forever. It's not like that. Once God delivers his punishment to you, he lets you start with a clean slate. Now, the punishment may have lingering effects, but once he's done with the punishment, he doesn't hold that particular thing against you in his book. You see what I'm saying? But God ain't no punk either now, so he ain't gonna let you keep doing the same thing over and over, man, and just think you're gonna keep getting away with it without being, and go basically unscathed because of it. That's not gonna happen. And that's just the reality of it, man. So we must remember that God has the power of forgiveness. You don't have the right to not forgive yourself when God has already forgiven you. You don't have the right. Because when you disrespect his power, man, and dishonor his power, then he takes it away from your life. And I'm telling you what I know from experience. He pulls that power away from your life, man, and then you find yourself struggling in ways that you weren't previously struggling. See, we got to stop looking at ourselves saying you're making mistakes, you're making mistakes, you're making mistakes. The only mistake is not learning the lesson from every situation. Your job as a man is to learn the lessons from situations. No matter how many situations you face, your job is to learn the mistakes. Well, learn the lessons from those situations. As long as you're learning the lessons, then you'll be okay. But you have to learn the lessons. You have to focus on learning the lessons. You have to be in tune with learning the lessons. You have to be prepared to learn the lessons. Some of these lessons are going to come naturally to you just by going through the experience. Others of these lessons are going to come from someone schooling you. And then others of these lessons are going to come from God connecting with you on a one-on-one basis, maybe in a dream, just maybe in a spiritual connections where you suddenly come up with a solution to something. Never give yourself the credit for coming up with things, and that way you'll never ride yourself and hold yourself accountable when you don't come up with that thing. You got to understand that there's a force greater than you that's working in your life at all times, because none of us are great. See, when we talk about great men, you're only great according to your accomplishments. Who's responsible for those accomplishments? No one just looks at someone and say, I don't know nothing about him. I don't know what he did. I don't know what he's accomplished, but he's a great man. No. Anytime they label you with greatness, it's attributed to something that you did, some action. You know what I'm saying? When they talk about the greatest NBA players ever, I mean, that's just about, okay, if you want to be quantified by someone's definition of greatness, then that's cool. But what I am saying is you have to understand that everything about you that has value is internal. No one can quantify that. Only God can quantify you internally. And that's where you have to keep your focus. You have to keep your focus on the internal man, because if not, you can always find something wrong with the external man. You can always find a wrong thought or a wrong deed or a wrong look or wrong, there's something wrong with everyone physically. When you're in the physical realm, there's something wrong with almost everyone. Pretty much everyone, not almost everyone. 247, appreciate $2 Euro. Thoughts on Islam and its teachings on monotheism? I don't have no thoughts on it, bro. I don't have no thoughts on it. Like, I don't have no thoughts on nothing but what the information that God is giving me. So, I don't really. I see. Here's another problem that we have. We have too many men, and I'm not saying you 247, but we have too many men who are always trying to find out what's missing from the word. You know how many men come to me and say, "Well, what about the missing books? Well, what about the miss?" You don't even know all the books that's there yet. Who cares about the missing books? Our problem with God is that we won't even follow the books that's there. Who cares what's missing? You can't even stop eating the foul food. So who cares what's missing? You won't even try to go back and adhere to the Sabbath day. Who cares what's missing? What's missing is somebody else's job. Your job is to apply what's in there, what's there. People always trying to look at the glass half empty. And the people who look at the glass half empty never find fulfillment in anything in life. The glass is always half full. And before I go to trying to see how come the rest of the glass ain't full, I'm thirsty. I'm going to drink what's in the glass. I want a full glass. Well, let me go ahead and drink what's down so I have the stamina and energy to keep going until I fill that glass up. But the problem is people look at it and nobody wants to accept the fact that we are who we are. No one wants to accept the fact that we're God's chosen people. No one wants to accept the fact that we have a relationship with God outside of Christianity. No one wants to accept the fact that we as a people are God's firstborn son. When God sent Moses into Pharaoh, he told him, hey, go into Pharaoh and tell him, Israel is my son, even my firstborn. Now, I say to you, let my first son go. Let my firstborn son go, or I will destroy everything's firstborn in your world. From you to the animals to everything that I can find. Everything's firstborn going to be destroyed. So you can't come along and tell me that somebody else is the son of God. Okay, cool. But I know when you read first, the first thing you read is that we as a people are God's chosen people. We are his firstborn. Why can't guys accept that? It's right there. Guys have to find a way to refute who they are because they think they're so lowly that there's no way they can be God's chosen people. The majority of men just believe there is no way I can be God's chosen people. My people were slaves. We're the scum of the earth. We the dummies. We don't know nothing. We can't accomplish nothing. Someone else is controlling us. You can't get past that in order to find the truth about your existence. And the truth of your existence is you're not going to heal this society. You can't. You're here based on punishment because your ancestors would not live according to the word of the Most High. The same way you won't live according to the word of the Most High. We've been Christians for so long in this society. What have we accomplished? Nothing. Where has it gotten us? Nowhere. Still can't get you fools to turn around and say, okay, well, let's try it this way. We ain't gotten in. The people before us ain't gotten in. People before them ain't gotten in. Let's try something else for a change. Instead of keep trying to heal a society, a community that was intentionally destroyed because we owe some reverence to God. They try everything else. Man, no, we ain't going to try no God. Let's just try to rebuild. It's to the point now, man, where guys just saying, well, we ain't going to worry about it no more. Guys would rather quit than try this way. Guys would rather just say, forget my people, than try this way. You're afraid to be great. We have a problem in this society where men are afraid to be great. They've been so lowly for so long and had to view someone else as great for so long that men don't even want to view themselves as great anymore. They can't bring themselves to do it. It hurts their heart to view themselves as great. They would rather view themselves as inferior. They would rather have an excuse to be who they are, which makes no sense to me. I can't understand the logic in none of that, man. Let's get these super chats. Hastings, appreciate the dime sack, my brother. Salute to you. Appreciate you being in the building. C. Rob, appreciate the $5 super chat. The church is beating ground for Simpson. Weak men, salute King Ray Ray. Salute to you, bro. Mike Larry, appreciate the $50 sponsorship, my brother. I've been smoking green and I'm in phlebotomy school. I've been stressing, doctor, how long it's gonna take for this green to get out of my system? 1 gram. Man, you probably need to go get you some, man. Like go to GNC, man, and get you some, man. Try to wash that thing out and really get on that water, man. Get on that water real heavy. Cause technically speaking, man, it may take 30 days to get it out, man. You know what I'm saying? It may take 21 to 30 days to get it out, but you need to go ahead, man, and jump on it, man. And if you that nervous about it, boy, don't do it no more. Stay off of that, man. You know what I'm saying? Just hold off. Focus on your goal, man, until you get out of school, man. Then you can blow tree whenever you get ready then. But right now, go ahead, man. Go to GNC. Or look up, or I say go to GNC. It's the most convenient thing. But there are other places you could be, man. Just trying to find some, you want something that's going to mask it in a way where it doesn't just seem like you masking it. You know what I'm saying? You kind of want to pull it out because what'll happen now when they test now, they test in a way that if your urine look funny, then they'll just fail it. You know what I'm saying? They might not be able to see the THC in it, but they'll just fail it. So you gotta pray too, man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta do that, man. You gotta stay prayed up, bro. You gotta not take those chances. But in the meantime, man, I say go to GNC or just look up some online, man, to help cleanse it out. Some type of flush or something, man. You gotta drink a lot of water with it though. King and Jenkins, appreciate the dime sack, man. All praise to the Most High. Much appreciation for the content you deliver and the guidance you share it on a consistent basis. This is very valuable information. Salute to you, brother. I appreciate that. The clean upper, appreciate the $5, man. Appreciate the wisdom. Salute to you. C. Rob again, man. Appreciate the $5. You better off coming here in the King Ray Ray channel for spiritual wisdom than going to that church house. Real talk, man. Real talk. OC Lou, Amos 3:2. You only have I know of all the families of the earth, therefore I will punish you for all your iniquity. Salute, King Ray Ray. Much love, King. Salute to you, bro. Great quote, great scripture quote. Quay, I see you, bro. So, we got to keep in mind, man, that the way that we should live in this society, man, is not going to be popular. But why do we care what's popular? The things that are popular is what got us in this situation now. You know what I'm saying? I just watched a documentary this morning, man, was shouted about just the crack epidemic of the 80s and 90s, man. And you know what? Everything that gets popular, man, is the wrong thing. Nothing that's good ever gets popular. It's nothing that's good is ever going to be the most popular thing. It's never going to be the most popular thing. The most popular soft drink, Coke. You know the history of Coke. You know what I'm saying? The most popular, anything. The most popular liquor. We know what liquor does. You know what I'm saying? The most popular psychotropic. Guys are using it right now for recreational. You know what I'm saying? We have to keep in mind that the thing that's most popular is the thing we should avoid because it's the thing that's easiest to do. It's not easy to live in a world where everybody's going one direction and you're trying to hold on to the original direction. Because here's the thing. Until we get the numbers of men who are going to turn back to the Most High the proper way, then we're going to keep going down this path. And you still got people talking about, man, well, you say this. Well, how come you don't attack the WM? You're always attacking the BM and the B dub. Let me tell you something, man. Here's the problem. We are here on assignment, on punishment assignment from God. These guys don't know their history for 50, 60, 70, 80 years. We've been trying to do the same thing. It doesn't work. Turn back to God. That's what happens. Until people do that, man, I am not concerned with any type of struggle. I'm not concerned with any type of healing the community. I'm not concerned with any of that because I know the truth. It cannot be healed because you can't heal something in an environment where you have no power, where it can simply be quashed. Man, they can introduce a law that says you cannot give, and they do this in North Carolina. In North Carolina, that's why they pulled the All-Star game from there a couple of years ago, maybe 3 years ago, because one thing you couldn't let the boys use the girl bathroom, couldn't let the girls use the boy bathroom. But man, in North Carolina, you can't even. It's a crime to give a homeless person money. You can't give a homeless person money within the city limits of I think it's Charlotte. You can't give a homeless person money. They can make anything a crime. They can make anything wrong. They can lock you up for anything. They can take your driver's license for anything. They can take your business license for anything. How you going to change something in an environment where you ain't got no control over nothing that evokes power? You ain't got no control over the police force. You ain't got no control over the military, which may or may not be the same thing, depending on where you are. You ain't got no control over the judicial system. You ain't got no control over the financial system. You ain't got no control over the education system. You ain't got no control over nothing. You ain't got no control over the religious indoctrination. You ain't got no control over nothing. So how you gonna be in here trying to heal something you ain't got no power, no control over nothing? 24/7. I see that, bro, but I already know that. God already showed me that. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't have to study Islam to show that. All you gotta do is look at the Old Testament of the Bible. You know what I'm saying? The Old Testament is the same thing. So unless you do that, I mean, you don't have to do that. I'm fully aware that, me, I go straight to God, man. That, like, as we can. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do. So for me, it don't take Islam for me to understand that. God pulled me to the understanding, and so this is where I am. This is why I stand on it so strongly. I stand on this. I'ma live for this. I'ma die for this. If a woman come into my life, she gonna buy into this or she gonna be gone. Like, I don't compromise these things because God brought me to this understanding. No man sent me to this. No man said, hey, go do this. No man said, hey, you should read this. No man said, hey, open this book. God came to me himself in a dream. In a dream. And said, I want you to open this book. I want you to read it from cover to cover and apply it to your life. And you know what happened? By the time I got to the Christian book, the New Testament, it was telling me some things that made me go back on what I was already on. So I couldn't do it. And I also saw it with a clear eye. Like, where was Paul in all of these stories where Jesus was walking around? Where was Paul? Nowhere. You know what he was doing? Trying to catch him. It's the same Paul. He was trying to catch him. So when I see these things and you look at it, that's why you have to read the Old Testament first in order to understand the New Testament. You don't do what Christian doctrine says and read the New Testament to understand the Old Testament. How you going to understand? Do you need multiplication in order to understand addition? Or do you have to learn addition first? See, so this whole thing about forgiving yourself for being stupid. And I say that because a lot of guys come to me and they realize that they were going in the wrong direction following Christian doctrine. Am I saying Christianity isn't for anyone? No, it's for people that aren't us. It's not for God's chosen people. It's for people who are not God's chosen people. If you don't fit into the 12 tribes of Israel, then yes, Christianity is for you. It was made for you, not for us. And we can't continue to repeat the same mistakes. Everything that people are talking about doing has been done for generations. When are we going to stop being stupid? That's stupid. The only mistake is not learning the lesson. The only stupidity is continuing to make the same mistake and by not learning the same lesson over and over. When are we going to stand on 2 feet and say, okay, enough is enough? Somebody has to be God's chosen people. I think it's us. Let's go about the business of God. Let's go about the business of God, man. Mike Lair, appreciate the super chat. Mike say 2-hour workouts on the elliptical. I got 34 days before the day before test, maybe. Are you good then, man? Just keep it clean. Drink that water, man. So my reason, man, for doing this is because, I know that there's a lot of men who are going through this particular situation, man, and they ask themselves, what can I do to improve my plight? What can I do to make this a better situation for myself? What can I do to make sure that I'm in good graces with God? And all you can do is understand that what you've been doing doesn't work. What you've been doing doesn't work. The reason why I'm able to stand on these principles and stand on these Alpha King principles is because of my relationship with God. I don't have to go that direction. I don't have to be over nice to these women. I don't have to be, try to be super cool with all these dudes. I don't have to do that. That's not the way God intended. God intended for you to elevate yourself spiritually to another level. And as men, we have to keep in mind that elevating yourself spiritually to another level is the greatest thing you can do because it opens your eyes to all the things before by which you have been mystified. It opens your eyes to see the deceit. It opens your eyes to see the evil disguised as good. It opens your eyes to see the wicked men disguised as prophets and pastors and preachers and prophets. I ask you right now, out of all of the people that Bishop Ed Alone had in his church, all of the people he's married, all of the children he's christened and baptized and did all of these things, Why did no one see any type of evil spirit on him? Because unless you are in tune with God, not the Trinity, I'm talking about God, the Most High, the God of Israel, the one that they call Yahweh, the one that I call Jehovah, the one that they call Yah, the one that I call Jah. Unless you're in tune with him, you're not going to have the gift of discernment. You're not going to have the gift of discernment. And so you're going to be easily misled by any type of doctrine that's thrown your way. You got men who've read every single book that has anything to do with religion in the world. And you know what those men are? Confused. Because they try to take a piece out of this book, a piece out of that book, a piece out of this book, when basically all we got to do is follow the statutes and commandments and be led to the land that we're supposed to inhabit, free of the oppressive nature of the society in which we live now. Now, this is drawing a line in the sand. A line is being drawn in the sand right now. Pick your side of that sand line, because we're on this side. We're direct descendants of the children of Israel, and we are this side. Anybody who doesn't agree with that, so what? Anybody who wants to debate that, why would I debate you on what I know? I'm not here to debate. I'm here to give information to those who can relate. I'm not here to play. I have a message from God to relay. And that is, God is waiting on us to come back to him the way we need to. And anybody who don't want to come, we just leave them behind. Who cares? Who cares? The more people we leave behind, the lighter the load. You know what I'm saying? Who cares if people don't want to follow this path? I don't care. I only care about the people who do. I only care about the people who understand, because all of us aren't meant to be in this position anyway. It's not meant for all of us. It's meant for the chosen few. And I'm blessed to be one of those chosen few. And if you are one of those chosen few, you too are very blessed, extremely blessed. Hey, Glover, appreciate the $50 sponsorship, my brother. Salute to you. Salute to you, man. Good to be back, bro. We back in the game, man. King Ray showing up again. We trying to blow this channel to 100K by the end of the year, man. So let's get to work, brothers. We're trying to blow this channel to 100K by the end of the year. Let's do it. I think we can do it. I think we got it in us, homie. I know we got it in us. I know we got it in us, man. We just got to push it. We got to spread it, because this ain't about no money. This is about spreading the message. We need to get a certain amount of men. There needs to be a certain amount of men who are ready to turn back to God before God responds. He's waiting on us. There needs to be a certain amount of us who forego any other type of religious or spiritual understanding. There needs to be enough of us who turn back before God responds and reminds the world who we are. And reminds the world that we are his firstborn, and reminds the world that he is our God. Not everybody's God. He is our God. And we are his people. And that's my goal, to turn men back to God. Not back to an understanding of God, but back to God himself. Back to living the way that God put us here to live. Those statutes and commandments, they're not for everybody. They're for us. Those blessings in Deuteronomy, they were for us. Those curses in Deuteronomy, they've only inflicted us. What been inflicted upon us, affected us. So what does that say? It says that we've done what it takes to get the curses. Now let's do what it takes to get the blessings. So if you've been caught up on stupidity and foolishness for all this time, so what? Pull yourself together. Forgive yourself for being stupid and being misled. Because there's nothing you can do about being misled when you're forced to follow certain leaders until a certain point in your life. But now is the time that you can make your own decision about which direction you're going to go. Are you going to seek God in his fullness? are you going to keep doing this thing that eventually will be shown to not be righteous? It is up to you. I know which side of the line I'm on. You got to pick your side. Y'all put God first. Keep grinding to grow on, my brothers. Mod Squad, we out. A Glover, Mike Larry, I appreciate the sponsorships. Everyone else, man, I appreciate all the support. King Ray Ray, we'll be back Thursday morning, same time, same station. Peace.